Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. I am Wiggle and this is my archer. It's one of my favorite characters to play. It's especially if you want to play stealth, it's amazing at that. As you can see, it's just nothing but headshots. I mean, obviously Scorched are not the most difficult enemies to kill, but it's a good way to start. And here is the build. Now, the most important card here is Follow Through for the extra 40% damage with our second shot after we do a sneak attack. What Rads and Master Infiltrator, obviously just quality of life perks. And then some extra special points to spread around. We have Bandolier because arrows, the weight of arrows piles up, as do the amount of arrows we have. You tend to get back a lot more than you use. Blocker when enemies get close, although that doesn't happen a whole lot because of the extreme range that we have when shooting them. All the archer perks are maxed out, along with Bow Before Me for the armor penetration and concentrated fire for those for extra accuracy when our first shot doesn't hit. Fireproof for extra explosion resistance. We can swap that out for Chem Fiend if we want to. We have Tenderizer for the extra damage, and I tend to run this as a solo character. So Lone Wanderer is what I use typically. However, if I'm on a team, I can swap in Inspirational and Strange in Numbers without a problem. Gunsmith for extra durability for our bow. Then we have Action Girl for AP regen. Covert Operative for those sneak attacks. Same with Mr. Sandman for those sneak attacks at night. Born Survivor, just in case. That's a just in case card. It doesn't come into play a whole lot. Extra Sneak, because this is a stealth character. Same for Escape Artist. Gun Fu, because we do a lot of one-shots, and so swapping targets is very nice. You know, having it automatically swap in VATS. And Adrenaline, just for a little bit of extra damage on multiple targets. Bloody Mess for extra damage. And it is a critical build, so we do have Critical Savvy and better criticals. Starch Genes for the mutations. Good with Salt, because we do use, we're a herbivore, and we do stock up on food, and we want to make sure it doesn't spoil. And then we had 1 point left in luck, so we have a little bit of Class Freak. Now, as to the mutations we don't have a lot. I mean, we have Herbivore, we have Eagle Eyes for the extra perception and the extra critical damage. Speed Demon, which helps the movement speed and the reload speed, which is important with a bow. Now, as far as the foods that we use for buffs, we use Mute Fruit Juice for extra agility. You know, extra AP is good, extra sneakiness is good. Sweetwater Special Blend for extra perception, which, you know, extra accuracy with the bow. Tato Juice for extra AP. Light Soup for extra critical shot damage. Brain Fungus Soup, a little bit of extra experience. Corn Soup for extra AP regen. And I do have Perfect Bubblegum going. That's just not something I usually do. We are using Shielded Road Leathers, which gives us extra perception, agility, and luck, which basically plays right into the build. Now, as far as the armor goes, we're using a full set of Covert Scout with varying effects on it. We have a couple of Overeaters pieces, and that one has AP regen. This one has Poison Resist. Then we just have other, various effects. AP regen, we have 2 with Poison Resist, 2 with AP regen, and 1 with Fire Resistance. And the weapon we use is a regular bow that's anti-armor with VATS critical hits doing 50% more damage. And third star is hits have a chance to generate a stealth field, which it really doesn't. I consider this a 2-star weapon. And we have the cool bone skin that was from, I think, a couple of scoreboards ago. And I have it modded with the plasma arrows. That's just a personal preference. You can use the other mods, you can use cryo, you can use explosions. It's not going to make a whole lot of difference. For me, this is more of a visual thing as much as anything. Plus, I like to be silent. I'm not a big fan of the explosions, but you could do that. Now, long range attacks is definitely where this weapon shines, and critical hits are the key, honestly, for this weapon, because critical hits do so much damage. As you can see, even without the criticals, most enemies tend to be one-shots, especially if I can get a headshot and it's a sneak attack. Now, even if we do get detected, we can still do quite a bit of damage. Now, we're in danger. I don't know from what. Oh, I found you. And shot to the head. Yeah, anybody that thinks a bow is not a viable weapon hasn't used one enough. Or at all. The nice thing about the bow is the range is just really, really good. And you're just going to get a high percentage shot. Just Not every time, but very often. I mean, especially something like mole miners. Oh, there you are, looking at me, and he's gone. Oh, there's another one. And the draw time isn't that long. I mean, with the Speed Demon, the draw time isn't that quick. Or isn't that slow, rather. We line up the shot, we just stay hidden the whole time. We were discovered briefly early on, but for the most part, yeah, you're going to stay hidden with this weapon most of the time, especially if you pair it with something like Covert Scout Armor. Now, if you like to play stealth, this weapon is just... so, it's just so good. I mean, it's just basically just one-shotting everything. And this is, keep in mind, I'm playing full health. Obviously, I'm not showing my, you can't see my, oh, you can see my HP bar. So yeah, I play full health. So if you're playing as a low health character, the damage you'd be doing would be significantly more. Oh, there we go.
What's wrong?
Plus with the plasma arrows, you just get this cool green streak. And yeah, so far, everything's a one-shot. And just as an example, so this ammo box has got contextual ammo in it. It has 14 arrows. And I didn't use 14 arrows total on all the Blood Eagles. I mean, there weren't that many in the camp, and everything was a one-shot. So you will accumulate ammo like crazy. When I'm using this character a lot, I'm constantly dropping arrows. Just to keep the weight down. Alright, so we have a super mutant up there, and a headshot isn't that big of a chance, but with a critical hit, he is a one-shot. I've said it many times before, but I'll say it again. Bows are fun. I probably won't do this, so I'll just do a body shot. And that takes most of his health. But I just want to guarantee that we get a hit. Bows are fun. Get a bow. Try a bow build. The downside of bows is... oh, even hit that. That's nice. The downside of bows... I mean, you get the plan really early. I think it's at the end of the Wayward quest line. You get the bow, so you can get a bow, really early in the game. The problem is the mods are not so easy to come by. You can buy them from Foundation or Crater, but your rep has to be really high. And you can get them. There's a merchant. All right. That was a little buggy. It looked like we hit him, but nothing happened. Oh, look at that. There's a traveling merchant that sells the mods for it, but that's, that is a random encounter. So I don't like to have to depend on stuff like that, but it is possible. That's the downside, but you really don't need the mods. I mean, I did, whoops. I did the Vault Raid using a bow, and it wasn't modded at all, and I had no issues. This is the only weapon that I was carrying. So I didn't need anything else. All right, sometimes you get that with the slow firing weapons. They get a little buggy in VATS, where you have hits that hit but don't hit. But when you do connect, oh, he's legendary. Okay. But follow through and tenderizer make that second shot a kill shot. So if you like to play stealth, I would definitely recommend giving a bow a try. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button. And I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.